was a 4-time All-Star in his 7 years with the Indiana Pacers. Now he's a 2-time All-Star with Oklahoma City, making just his 2nd appearance as an opponent at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. The only 2 teammates remaining from 2 years ago, Miles Turner and Thaddeus Young. Pacers Thunder coming up.
And again, our opening tip delivered by Papa John's. Pacers and the Thunder played 68 games, both teams yet to play each other. This is the first meeting in 15 months. Thunder coming in off a win last night at home, 108-96, and George is fouled underneath. And he'll have the first look at the basket for Oklahoma City, and it's on Miles Turner.
Well, look, you got Thunder and Lightning, and Paul George is actually the Thunder for this team. The Lightning, you just saw it in Westbrook, his ability to get in the paint, and that's what the Pacers have gotten not to allow. Then your glass work, hit the boards. This is the best rebounding team in the league, and particularly when you look at them on the offensive end. So blocking out after playing a solid defense is important. The glass work is going to be key.
They average 10 steals per game. They've got Westbrook, George, and Adams, and that's a 3-point shot by Paul George. And now Morris is open, and Morris hits a 3. We've seen him do that in a Wizards uniform. Yes, Sabonis, another basket.
You talk about that ankle. That's a good sign that ankle's okay on the drive, ball fake, able to come to the stop. Noel couldn't do anything about it.
And now George, another 3. As McDermott down the lane with a right hand. Doug McDermott played half of the year in Oklahoma City. And now George again.
He feels it. Yeah, because that was hardly a rhythm shot. So you're going to have to pick him up a little bit earlier.
Now they run him off the screen again. Now George down the lane, pounds it down. And so Paul George, who struggled last year in 2 games against his former team, that has not happened here early. He has a 10-point second quarter. He has 15 tonight. George gets inside, and now Nader for 3.
So that's where Paul's gotten better. Paul used to be a turnover machine, so now he's looking to make passes, and if you got shooters there, it makes it difficult because everybody collapsed on George.
Ferguson is back in, and Ferguson hits a 3. Here's another issue with Steven Adams. Out of New Zealand, 1 season at Pittsburgh in the ACC, as Turner gets his first basket, where he averaged 7 points and 5 rebounds. He's a much better pro than he ever was in that 1 year in college.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. I don't think anybody can argue that he's a much better pro. He gives them a legitimate chance at going deep in the West. I don't know if I'm not sure they can win it, but because they've got that inside presence with Adams, they got a legitimate shot.
George finds Adams. George drives and got it. He's got a 20-point first half and 15 in this quarter.
And the Thunder defense again comes up with another turnover. Leaking is George, and he slips by Bogdanovich for the layup.
And right now, they have the Pacers so discombobulated. They're throwing the ball away. They're fumbling passes in transition. And the Thunder right now was just balling.
There was no free throw. There was no clear path foul. But what an acrobatic play from Paul George, who got pushed off of his spot, still caught it, and somehow got it up over the cylinder for the and 1. What an incredible play by Paul George as he took the push from Matthews and somehow got that up and in. George slips it back. Adams cutting across down the lane. Great play. Excellent feed there by Paul George. George from the corner, and he knocks down a huge 3. And a new season high in 3-pointers for Paul George, number 245, as he passes his previous career best, which is 244. Well, if you're Oklahoma City now, you've got to find a way to regain control of this game, as all of a sudden Indiana's starting to knock down some shots. Westbrook trying to take matters into his own hands, and a 17-foot bank shot quiets things down at the moment. Now George flares out, defended by Bogdanovich. Steps into the 3. Paul George ties it at 104. Another massive bucket by PG-13. George completely fouled. Bogdanovich gave him nothing but a shove as he was trying to negotiate his way to the rim, and that's a tough, hard foul that's going to put Paul George back at the line.
It's like they may go back to him because Grant is now on him.
Not for long. Here's Sabonis again. Help defense came over. Series of pump moves, and Despite two defensive players there for the Thunder, Sabonis still lays it up and in. You see Indiana does not want to leave any time on the clock for Oklahoma City. Ball pressured out behind the three-point line by Donovic. The fadeaway shot too strong. Put back off the glass is good on the offensive rebound, and Indiana takes the 2-point lead. Ferguson gets it into Westbrook. Westbrook from the straightaway, off the front of the rim, no good. And that'll do it here in Indiana.